welcome to episode 8 of Straight from the Horse's Mouth. We've got another fantastic episode for you today. We've got the fantastic girls from Horslyx, the treat that everyone needs to have in their tack box, and learning all about it really. We've also got Gemma the Vet, and we've got your favourite segment, JVT. Enjoy this episode, guys.
Did I go through the tongue?
Do you know what I said about 4 stone on? Oops.
Good. Good outtake that.
That's a good one for the TikTok. Right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, give it.
I always think of that Cheryl Cole thing, like, so I go, are you ready? I'm ready. Said that with a lot of determination. I'm ready.
Ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth with me, Vanessa and Tom, and the beautiful. Introduce yourself.
Joanna from Horslyx.
We've got the amazing Joanna. She's here to talk all thing licky licky. Insert licky licky meme now. Let's get straight into it. So, tell me a little bit of introduction about yourself, your background, your connection to horses.
We'll start from the beginning. So I don't come from a horsey background at all. So my parents are into motorsport. So horsepower, but of a different kind.
More controlled.
Yeah, more controlled. Probably just as expensive though. So I started riding when I was 18. I got my first horse, who was called Wickham. He was 17 too. Wow. So went in at the deep end. Yeah. So from there, I then went on to university. So I went to Aberystwyth University. So I've got a degree in equine and a master's in animal science.
Wow.
I was a lecturer up at Myerscough College. I worked for the Queen for a bit, and then worked in Qatar, some high-profile riders, and now I'm at Horslyx.
So you worked for the Queen?
Yeah.
Doing what?
So when you watch Ascot, so you see that they have the carriages going up the race course to drop the royals off. I used to ride those horses. So I was a liveried helper.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, actually in the parade?
Yeah.
So, because am I right by saying there's some horses in that people ride actually connected to the carriage?
Yeah.
So you're one of them?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So
and pulling her?
No, not quite.
I would not want that responsibility.
Don't want that. So the people that pull the Queen...
Just Anne.
They, I don't think I had Anne, but I did have... I was at the back. But it basically goes in, coachmen go at the front, the senior coachmen. Obviously, because they are more experienced than the others, and it's a big responsibility. So yeah, that's what I did for a little while.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm with royalty now. So, tell me about your job now then, and what you do within Horslyx, sorry.
So, I cover the south. So, there's 3 of us that do sort of like a sales manager role. Yep. So, I cover the south, so I cover Wales as well, because I'm Welsh. So, we look after retailers, wholesalers, key accounts, go and do information days, explain what Horslyx is to people that perhaps don't know, how to feed it, all those like different fun things. So yeah, it's just informative.
So you're Welsh?
Yeah. Oh, you say that like it's a bad thing.
Do you know what 50 is in Welsh?
No, probably not.
I won't say on this podcast.
Is it?
Yeah! If you're at home now listening, ask your... I'm not going to say it because she's in here as well. Your A-Lee-Exer. What 50 is in Welsh. Hilarious. You'll be laughing all day, and you'll definitely tell everybody it's a pipe trick. So, tell us, what are Horslyx and where did they start?
So Horslyx is part of another company, and it started off, so it's a cattle brand called Horslyx, and then they formulated it for horses. So it's based up in Silloth in Cumbria, started in 1997 with the original, which is the dark blue one, and then more flavours were produced going on from 2005. So now we've got a full range of 6 different flavours.
What's your favourite flavour?
Oh, it's almost like a song, isn't it? What's your favourite? I would always go original. Original.
What, for you to lick on?
Oh, not for
I
me.
prefer them in.
Please don't, people don't lick it. I have a lot of people when I go into stores.
Oh my God. Listen,
they're like, I've tried it.
If
I'm
you're
like, don't do
feeding your
that.
horse, you've all licked it. You've all had a go on it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, do and tell me how you think. So, tell us about the sugar content then. So, is it just molasses? Like, is it just a giant lollipop for horses? Will they stop licking it? You know?
Yeah. So it is based on molasses. If it wasn't based on molasses, it wouldn't be palatable. If it's not palatable, they're not going to eat it.
Yeah.
So it's got to have a palatable base. So obviously we've used molasses. Within the intake, so for a 500 kilo horse, so average size horse, there's 82.5 grams of sugar in their recommended allowance, which is 250 grams a day.
Oh.
So in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
if you're thinking that a horse grass full time is going to be on about 2 kilos of sugar a day, 82.5 grams is literally a drop in the ocean.
Exactly.
It's really low, and it's all to do with intakes, and it's how long it takes them to lick it and all those sorts of things. So yes, it has got sugar in it, but it's all about the percentages of what they are eating and how much of it they're eating, rather than the like 33% sugar it says on the box.
And what are they used for mainly, shall we say?
So the balancers.
Yeah.
So it's a balancer. So the difference between us and your like traditional balancer is that we're a form of a lick rather than a pellet.
Yeah.
So the horse will self-regulate onto it. So
Wow.
it just, obviously all horses are different, and it will take them a little bit of time to regulate, but generally within about 14 days, most horses would have settled onto it. So instead of like when you put it down to them and they get their head in it and you don't see them for a while, they'll go to it when they want it. And what we found, we've got a few ambassadors that are really good at showing how their horses use it. So they'll have like a drink, they'll go and eat some hay, and then they'll come and lick the block, and then then they'll go and drink again, or they'll eat the hay, and it's a good cycle for them to have. So it acts more like a trickle feed rather than a hard feed. Like
I suppose if you're just using the little ones and use them as like treats, and you do see the horse like on it all the time, you would be scared of giving a big block one, thinking it's just going to sit there in the field until its face is black bright, never going to see it again, and just eat the whole thing. But I suppose they don't do that.
So I sort of explain it as Jaffa cakes are a bit of a weakness. So if you open a pack of Jaffa cakes, you eat all 10.
100%,
because it's a novelty, right? You don't eat a packet of Jaffa cakes every day.
I've gained weight.
I mean, same. So if you're only giving them as like a treat, so which the minis are great for as like a distraction. So if you just giving it to them once in a blue moon, that novelty is always going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's the consistently giving it to them every day, 20 minutes a day. Introduce it like golden rules of feeding. 20 minutes a day, 10 to 14 days, you'll probably notice within the first couple of days they just settle onto it dead quick. Yeah. And that's the way that you'd introduce it. But yeah, a novelty and like the novelty factor is definitely there if it's just every now and then that you're doing it. But that does fade.
Amazing. And obviously each flavour not only has, I'm guessing there's a different flavour within it, but also has different benefits.
Yeah, 100%. So original is original. So it's like your basics.
All round.
Yeah, all rounder. And then you've got mint, which is mint flavoured.
My favourite.
Straightforward mint. And then you've got garlic. So obviously summer, which it's kind of summer now with the heat. We've got research from Aberystwyth University, the best university, to show that it is it's really effective at preventing flies and biting insects, which is great. And then we've got 3 sort of doing products, so they're more of a supplemented balancer. Mm-hmm. So you've got the mobility, which has got MSM, HCl in, so you like your joint supplement. Yep. Respiratory, which has got menthol, eucalyptus and aniseed for respiratory, and then ProDigest, you've got a pre and probiotic in there, and it's slightly higher in magnesium, which is thought to help with digestive system.
And so really, all flavours will benefit all horses?
Yeah, doesn't matter if they're a mini Shetland or if you're doing Grand Prix, dressage, show jumping. There's one that will suit pretty much anyone. So it's just making sure that, you You can change the flavours throughout the year. You can
Yeah.
pick the ones that are going to work for your horse at the time. But I mean, you could feed garlic now, but you could feed garlic all year round. There's no reason why you can't. Or if they're coming in because they've been living out over summer, you could go on to respiratory, because if you're going in from a nice fresh air to dusty stable, or coming off grass onto hay, pro-digest. So there's one for everything. Or if they're coming in and then they're stiff because they're in the stable rather than walking around. So there's one for pretty much anything.
And in terms of how often they should lick the licks, so you mentioned earlier about like 20 minutes kind of thing. These larger ones then, would you just leave them in the field? Or you would just leave 100%. Them?
So once you've introduced it, so that introduction period is really important, because they're not going to gorge on them.
Yeah.
So introduce it, like I said, over sort of 10, 14 days, and then you'll be able to leave it in ad lib. That big one, so the 15 kilo, that should last one horse, an average 500 kilo horse, about 60 days.
Wow.
So you've got 2 months supply of balancer. Yeah.
And for the price, that's pretty good, isn't it? And it's also, you're not thinking, oh, I forgot to put it in the feed or anything like that. The horse will get it when it wants it, which is even better. Yeah.
So they'll take it when they want it, as and when, rather than you sort of giving it to them, because if they don't need it, they're not going to take it. But if you're giving them a feed and perhaps, they're not deficient in anything, and it's just coming out the other end, which is
amazing.
Great manure. But
so what's coming up for Horslyx? Any new flavours, anything new products?
So we tend to do a mini limited edition every year. Mm-hmm. So this year, obviously, we did the competition one. It's 24 prizes for 2024. Clever. And then next year, hopefully we did do a recent flavour test. So we had some taste testers that had lots of different pots. So that could be a potential in the future. But excitingly, at the moment, we've got really good money off offers with our Back to Basics campaign.
Amazing, yeah.
So we've got little voucher booklets that you can find in most retailers. So it's £2.50 off a 5 kilo, and then £4.50 off a 15, and then we've got £7.50 off a 40 kilo and £10 off an 80 kilo.
80 kilo?
80 kilo.
I think somebody once ordered one of those for here, and I was like, oh my God.
How are you going to lift it?
I'm on sick that day, so I'm not lifting that off the back of the trolley.
So health and safety would state you need to use some manual tools, like a man or two or something.
Please.
Please.
Bend with your knees.
Not with your back. So 80 kilos is the biggest that we do, but that's 320-day supply for one horse.
Oh my God, it's near enough a full year.
Yeah, near.
I haven't done that quick enough over my head.
Yeah, that was quick maths, that.
And we've also got the new, what do we call this again?
Lix Loop.
A Lix Loop.
A Lix Loop. So we don't make this. Someone has decided that when they're holding these and they're getting Horslyx all over their arm, they're like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So with this is going to be a first timer. Pop it in, and then it just holds it, so shouldn't get everything.
Less of.
Yeah, less mess.
I said they should have done it with a 6-foot pole attached.
That would have been my choice.
But I suppose great idea, and also the reward ones are great for things like when the vet comes, the farrier comes.
Exactly.
Just to get them off the mind.
Yeah.
And keep them occupied, and they're enjoying it as well at the same time.
And that's the thing, and it's that positive reinforcement, which is really good training. Clipping, youngsters, vets. We have a lot of vets that buy them and use them because, especially if they're a bit needle shy, if they can distract them with a lick rather than jabbing them, is always going to be a better experience for not only the horse but probably for the owner and the vet. Yeah. So
I had a horse that was a nightmare to clip, and to be fair, I got one of these and it just helped me out a lot more than having to then go, get the vet out once a day, and it just makes them feel like crap, doesn't it? Then it's like a negative thought on, I'm going to get clipped. He's got the clippers out again. The vet's going to turn off and inject me, and I'm going to feel like crap.
And then you're trying to clip when they're getting sweaty, and you're like, I need to do it as quick as possible.
So this is, like you say, it's the positive reinforcement. It makes things a nicer experience for your horse as well.
Absolutely.
And a tasty treat, especially the mint. And the Lix Loops are $18.99 in store, which is a great price as well.
Absolutely. So this is the new brochure that we're doing. So it's got the money off vouchers inside. It tells you all about a Horslyx, that it's a feed balancer in a tub, and then at the back, most importantly, you've got your vouchers. Yeah, so you've got your money off vouchers.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Shite,
But yeah, it tells you how to introduce it, how to feed it, all those sorts of things. So it's really informative.
Yeah.
And it takes away that sort of fear factor of leaving it in. Because you'd never buy a bag of hard feed and stick it in the stable and be like, that's got to last you 2 weeks.
Yeah. You try to tell us anything like that.
Exactly. So introduce it slowly over a period of time, 20 minutes. When you're mucking out or you just got back from a ride and you're cleaning your tack. Not that I ever did that when I had a horse. But clean your tack, all those sorts of things. Just is a time filler for your horse to lick it, get used to it, do that consistently, and then you can sort of go to an ad lib from there.
Also, if you keep feeding it when you come back from a ride, if ever you fall off, it knows where to go.
Exactly, yeah. That's very true. Leaves you for dust.
I get a treat. The Horslyx will be in the stable.
Exactly.
Silver linings. So that brings us on now to our quick fire question round.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, this first question is never quick fire, so I don't know why it's in this section. But what is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, I've got a lot. So, horsey or non-horsey?
We'll go horsey.
Okay. So, when I was working for the Queen, I had concussion because I played rugby.
Okay.
And when you're riding through a home park, you've got cows, so they do a lot of, they've got milk there from, what cattle are they? They're cute Jersey ones, there we go.
Oh yeah.
So we were coming through and my horse spooked and I came off and I hit my head on the road, classic accident. No one else came off, just me.
Yeah.
And as I was coming back through, I then had to get an ambulance and go to hospital because I went a bit funny. The Queen came through. Yeah, and then found out about it, and then I saw her the week after. But I had just won a dressage competition on the same horse, and she sort of asked how I was, which is embarrassing because I fell off, but not so much because she knew about it. But yeah, that's probably it.
How is that an embarrassing moment? I'm like, oh my God, I wish that had happened to me.
Yeah.
So it's like protocol. Like, do you have to they're not allowed to look her in the eye?
They're just normal
Just
people.
come out and be like, you all right, cut, yeah. Like when she's not.
She was a proper horsewoman. Like
you can clearly tell that.
100%, yeah. But no, it was just, she was always really polite. It was just, at the end of the day, she's the Queen. So there's certain things that you say, like how you introduce, and you're always introduced with someone. But she always came round and she used to give the horses carrots and apples. Oh. Yeah, knew them all. She named them all. So
I cried so much when I found out.
Yeah, it was sad. It was real sad.
Oh my God, it's like my nana and dad again.
Yeah,
it was awful.
You think people that are 30s, or even older, she's been there forever. But yeah.
Oh, God rest her soul. I'm ready to finish that sentence for. Okay, next one. Beach hack or forest hack?
Beach. I think. Beach.
Fabulous. Crocs or sliders?
Sliders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have got Crocs. Have you got Crocs?
No.
You've got a pair, haven't you?
I can't.
You're lying.
Knock off Crocs, but yeah.
Oh, I've got real.
Yeah, no.
Cheapskate.
Yeah, knock off Crocs.
I daren't come out in them, but I won't lie to you, the last few days I've gone out in them. Only to the shop, but in the car, get out, in out, never see me quick.
My friend wears socks and Crocs.
Yeah, I do. Disappointment.
Why?
What cringes me out is the people who wear them at yards.
Yeah,
Crocs.
No.
And there's just, you can see the mud in the holes. I think, oh my God, I bet your toes are black bright.
Yeah. But when what if you're mucking out a mare stable? A mare.
All that ammonia.
Oh no.
In between your toes.
Oh, getting in your holes. Yeah.
Happy hacker or crazy competitor?
I would be, if I had a horse, I'd be crazy competitor.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm still happy hacker. Saddle up or bareback?
Saddle up always.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun to go bareback, do you know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely.
Sorry, I've gone red, I can feel it. Oh, the innuendo in that.
There's no innuendo, what do you mean?
Yeah, we just like riding without a saddle. Poo pick or muck out?
Poo pick.
Dance tent or rock stage?
Rock stage.
Sun holiday or snow holiday?
Snow holiday.
Ooh. And along with your horse, who with their horse would you take on a desert island with you?
Someone who was rich enough, Elon Musk, to get us off the island.
I don't know, I had a horse.
Yeah, well, I don't think he has, no.
He's probably got an electric
He could
one.
buy one.
Yeah.
He could buy all of them.
And the rest, yeah. Could buy us all one. Go on, Elon. This is to you.
Who would I have with... What? They've got a horse. Is it like...
Like you were going to go out on a desert island and just ride every day because that's how you can do.
You mean in a nice way, not in like, I'm stranded on a desert
Yeah,
island.
you're not going to
like...
like...
Oh, it's going to be
each other.
quite pleasant. Okay, yeah, that'll
Might go off at some point. Yeah, I'd choose someone with a fat horse because I know we get a lot of meat off of it.
I wouldn't die
No,
from that, would I?
it's a positive question.
Maybe... Oh, I don't know. Who would you have? Yeah.
Yeah. This is quick fire, isn't it?
Maybe I say Ben Hobday because he's quite funny, isn't he?
Oh my God, yeah.
He's real funny.
He'd be great on this podcast.
Yeah, he's
Hey, listen, Ben.
Yeah. Ben Hobday and he had Shadow Man, didn't he? Obviously.
Shadow Man,
He's
yeah.
obviously Olympics now. He's a bit busy, but
Who's in the Olympics?
Shadow Man.
I mean, I'm so behind on horses.
Yeah, you are. He's.
Is that,
I'm saying that's so judgy.
there's a woman riding it.
No, it's Chris Burton from Australia. he got silver.
Am I still watching the London Olympics?
Oh, maybe.
Also, Ben's horse, Shadow Man,
Yeah.
has been ridden by an Australian.
Yeah. Chris Burton.
Wow.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
Chris Burton.
The Chris Burton.
So, would you like to add anything else before we finish today's podcast?
I think you should just come down. Iron Horse got a great selection and you can pick up your Licks Loop too.
Exactly, we've got everything you need for licky time with your horse.
Perfect.
And they are good products.
They are, thank you.
All comedy aside, they are phenomenal.
Excellent.
And very tasty.
Don't lick them. They're not for people.
I won't recommend the garlic. For horses I will, but don't lick the garlic. It's like you've been snogging an Italian for the week. But no flies.
No flies. No flies.
So thank you ever so much. Thank you for joining us. It's been
Thank
great.
you. Good.
I've had a good time.
Yeah.
Now you can enjoy your flat white. No matter how big or small, Gemma the vet is always on call. There isn't much she doesn't know, from the horse's head to its toe. It's Gemma the vet, Gemma the vet, Gemma the vet, Gemma the vet, Gemma the vet.
So obviously I know you're not going out seeing horses apart from thoroughbreds now, but would you say, so because of the summer for us, I would say that we've probably seen about the same amount of people coming in, with laminitis cases, would you? No, I don't think, because it's been wetter. I know we've had more grass, but have you thought or heard that there's been more laminitis cases?
So yeah, I mean, it's amazing actually. I would say I don't think so, but absolutely, I'm not seeing the cases, but I never saw the cases even when I was in practice anyway, because most of the other vets did. But
Right.
I would say that I would think that it would have come in from experience. The weather that we've had this year would have come in waves, because we've had more rain and we've definitely had periods of really big grass growth.
Yeah.
But then it's also been cold in parts. So I reckon when you've had those periods of warm and wet, yes, you'll have had like loads of cases. I think although we've had a lot of rain, we've not necessarily had it warm enough to have massive flourishes of grass.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. Although it's been wet, it's not been that warm and wet, has it? It's been cold and wet like winter.
I mean, I find I tend to notice that people, when before we get in, like I'm coming in saying the horse has got laminitis, they'll come in saying to me, oh, one, I need something to get it going because it's gone, lethargic and starting to go stiff.
Oh,
yeah. And they're thinking they want competition feed or something, to give it some oomph. Or they're saying, my horse is started to go stiff, I think I need a joint supplement. And then straight away I'll say, we can sell you all of those things, but I think you need to go and get the vet. And I think it's coming down laminitis, or you need to start soaking your hay, keeping it in and do all those things first, because that's normally the telltale sign.
Yeah, and the key thing about laminitis really is seasonal, isn't it? Like it does tend to be a spring and autumn type disease, and that it you can predict its occurrence by the weather that you're getting. I always used to say to clients, if my lawn is growing at home quickly, then I know that there's a high chance that there's going to be a lot of laminitis, because it's exactly the same thing. And that's what I was just thinking when you were asking me about cases. I was thinking, what's the lawn been growing like? And it has grown, but it's grown in periods. It's not just nuts. So yeah, I do judge it by that. But I think we're getting better at diagnosing laminitis. And again, I think that follows the fact that client education is better about laminitis, although it always surprises me how clients do want to know more about laminitis, because it is one of the diseases that it is moving in terms of gaining knowledge and things changing and becoming updated. But I think we are better at diagnosing it, and therefore I think that's why you get as well these cases like you're saying, because the characteristic, the horse is rocking back on its feet, and you don't really see you get cases of those, certainly, but it's those sort of short shuffly horses that you would be called out to see first, that you get, I think this horse has got laminitis, and actually owners would be surprised by that. And I think it's because people are taking more note and they notice it sooner, so it doesn't get to that sort of acute inflammatory stage that you used to see many years ago. And we're also better at monitoring, the high risk cases. There's a lot of research going on for laminitis in terms of breed types. So they reckon there's a genetic susceptibility now of certain breed types, because it all comes from the fact that 90% of laminitic cases are actually due to hormone imbalance, rather than it just being them turned out onto a grassy paddock. And that is linked obviously genetically, because there's some horses that are good doers that aren't, and that is controlled by their genetics. So there's certainly like work going into that now. And then with that research and that increased knowledge, is more treatments are becoming available, like the new drugs that are available now that were used in diabetics in humans, that make the horses pass more glucose in the urine to try and reduce the glucose levels in their blood. And that's a great new recent drug that's been used and developed, and it is a human drug. So I think the key thing is, you're right, is keeping an eye on the weather, and if your horse is a good doer, keeping it, monitoring with your vets on things like its glucose levels, insulin resistance, and getting those checked a couple of times a year by your vet, so that you've got a good idea of what's normal for your horse, and that it allows you to see things before they happen. Because let's face it, laminitis is awful once you've got it. It's much better to have it and to know that your horse is prone to it, and prevent it rather than treat it.
Absolutely. Just a quick question on the the metabolic, the sugar level. So it's only because we have a lady that works for us, and I said I would ask. So she's got a horse that's just had laminitis. I don't know which vet it's under, but its levels came back at 400. Would that be right? Is that not like ridiculously high?
Yeah, that is
And
really, really
and if
high.
it was ridiculously high like that, wouldn't it still have laminitis? So the horse is it's a bit of a Shire cross. It went off
So
its feet.
presumably the levels that they're on about is the insulin levels.
I presume so, because that's what she's saying. Yeah.
I mean, that shows that your horse has got a high level of insulin resistance.
Yeah.
Rather than, so that is a risk factor. So it means it's very,
Yeah.
very, very high risk.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily, it's not a diagnosis for laminitis. So
Yeah.
what you would be doing is going, oh, we need to get these levels down and we need to do it very as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
that's when I would be putting them on medication to try and get the glucose down and all
that's
those.
after this. So I think the fail that I feel that what's happened with this horse is it went off its feet, they brought it in, they soaked its hay, the vet was called, they put it on metformin, but they never took a blood sample from the first, so they don't know what they're working to. So it's been on the metformin, soaked its hay. Probably after 3 weeks, it's fine. It can walk again. It's okay. It's it's moving. I don't know whether it's got any change in its feet, but it's looking feisty because it's been kept in. So all the signs are showing that it's all right, or it's come out of the other end. But it was still on the metformin, and then they took its bloods, and it was 400 or over 400, which I thought was a bit bizarre.
I mean, definitely I would be running
again.
another test.
Yeah.
The other thing is if they've taken it just after it's eaten,
yeah,
then it might be. But you can take a basal insulin. You don't have to do a fasting insulin test. You can take that and as a monitoring. But obviously, if they've just had a high amount of sugar, then their insulin level will be high. Because that's one of the tests of the dynamic test, that you feed them the cowberry syrup, and then you measure the blood and see the spike. And obviously, if they are insulin resistant, the spike is higher, so the blood level goes from low to really high rather than just low. So certainly, that is a high reading. It does seem very, very high. So
because you would class 100 as being high, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, insulin should be, like less than 12
Yeah.
on the insulin resistance scale.
Yeah.
Like if you had them at like 50, you're trying to get them down.
Yeah.
Could it be a mistake in terms of?
No, she asked the vets again about the result, and that's what they said. So,
but yeah, I would be. I mean, if the insulin level is very high on metformin, then the metformin might not be working for that horse, because we do know that metformin has it has varied what we call bioavailability in horses. So some horses can eat it and absorb it really well, some horses don't.
Yeah.
So I had some cases where metformin worked really well in some horses, and then some horses it made no difference to their bloods at all. And then that's what the next level of drugs for. But it's metformin for owners is a much more financially viable option. But I mean, if you've got a very large horse, you're going to need a large amount of metformin as well. And if it's not doing anything, then there's no point in being on it, because it's just wasted finances and a drug that's not doing what you want it to do. The difficulty you've got is that when you've got a horse with laminitis, is you really control, because this is equine metabolic syndrome, effectively you control it by diet and exercise, and if you've got a laminitic horse, you can't exercise it, so you're in this like vicious cycle of trying to drop its food, trying to reduce its sugar, can't really exercise it. So I would be repeat blood sampling. Probably take it off the metformin, repeat blood sample, see what you've got. I think.
And would you say with most laminitic cases that you should get some x-rays done to see what the feet look like for the changes?
So I wouldn't personally, this is just the way I used to handle things, I wouldn't always x-ray every laminitic case I saw. I would certainly X-ray. It's certainly helpful, and I don't think it's an absolute must, but it's definitely the gold standard way of treating something. So, it's like the best way of doing it. Personally, I think if you've got a mild case of laminitis, there's nothing wrong with getting it off the grass, doing all the routine stuff, getting it off the grass, reducing the diet, padding the feet, all that sort of stuff first. See if you get an improvement. And if you don't at that point, X-raying. So I don't think it has to be done first line absolute in every case of laminitis that you see. But I think if the cases are becoming quite refractory, so they're not improving, I think it helps. I think if you're wanting to get a farrier involved, it helps because it helps them trim feet so that they know where the pedal bone is, so that they know what they can take off and what they can't take off. So I think that helps. Or if you've got a really painful case, you'd want to know what's going on in the feet as well. So X-rays are definitely useful for laminitic cases, but I don't think it has to be done every single time, because I think there are lots that I've seen a lot of laminitic cases in my career that are weak off the grass and they'd be almost right again. With people that know how to spot it early, know what to do, and it's certainly, once you've taken the X-rays, that's only that snapshot in time. So just because you've taken one set of X-rays early on, it doesn't mean that you'll never have to take them again. So actually, the thing with laminitis is you can end up taking serial X-rays, months down the line, depending on how long it takes to get the horse right, because it can take months sometimes. So, I mean, I just love foot X-rays in general. Like, foot X-rays are just, they're so helpful in terms of shoeing, foot balance, everything. They can give you so much information. So they're always good to have, and they're always good to have when you're working with a farrier. But I guess the simple answer for that is in most of the time, but not all the time.
Yeah.
One, two. Hi, and welcome to your favourite part of the podcast, episode 8. It's 8, isn't it? 8. Every time. Well, last week I couldn't tell you the name of the podcast, never mind the episode. Episode 8 of Straight from the Horse's Mouth with your favourite part, JBT, which I've still yet to do a jingle for. Maybe by the end of this season we'll do a jingle.
I hope so. I think we need a jingle.
I do. And where's the products of the week this week? That soon downgraded, didn't it? It took 7 episodes to come when it went away. Don't worry. But I'll tell you why she hasn't brought anything to this podcast this week. Because it's been a special day, hasn't it, this time? No. It's been Vanessa's birthday! Yeah!
Lots of things are running through my head then, what I wanted to call you.
And they were all positive.
Very.
So did you have a lovely time?
Yes, thank you.
You had Eggs Benedict in the tea room.
I did.
Joe left you for the weekend.
Yeah, to fend for myself. Yeah. I couldn't find my clothes and I nearly had to put, so we were going to a show and obviously I wanted my joggers to go over my breeches and I couldn't find any. So I nearly had to put pyjama bottoms on over the top.
What were you going to pick, the paisley ones or the ones with the moon and stars on?
With the moon and the stars.
No, I'm going paisley.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, luckily I found some.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
Although I'm sure many people have gone to shows in pyjamas. I think I used to go in the onesie, me. At the ripe old age of 24.
Dressed as a unicorn, I think it was, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah. Well, that's what they carried on me off on a stretcher. So, what else have we been up to this week? I'll tell you another sort of thing, which we need to discuss. I will put it on the socials of Straight from the Horse's Mouth. Just why not? Let's have a laugh. There was a wedding.
A wedding? Yeah. There was a wedding.
There
Not
was.
my wedding.
So Lucy who works for Iron Horse.
He's now a Smedley.
Is now a Smedley.
Yeah, Medley Smedley.
Is that the Fridges?
No, that's Smeg.
Smeg.
Smeg fridges.
That's what's under your thing, isn't it?
No, that's smeg. That could be smegma.
Anyway, so yes, now she's a Smedley, and
Yes.
she obviously had. Well, it was a beautiful day. It was red hot.
Absolutely.
I wasn't a guest there. However, I
You
was.
participated.
I was a special guest where I dressed in drag and did the song It Should Have Been Me. Total surprise, actually. You two knew and Lucy knew and
That's
a mum.
it, yeah.
And that was it out of all of them. And yeah, it went well until the exit.
Tom had massive heels on platforms, pink, up to the knee.
Bear in mind, I'm 6'1" normally, yeah?
And he
I'm
looked-
about 6'8", 6'9" in those
Looked
heels.
scary, didn't you, really?
He was so tall.
And
Yeah.
he fell over.
Fell over, my ankles
not-
gave in. My ankles give up work before they should have done.
Not just once, not just twice.
Not even 3 times.
He couldn't even stand up.
I had to be carried down the walkway back to the pub, to the venue, by a woman who kept saying to me, to take shoes off. I was saying, no, we're not ruining the illusion that I'm a man. She's like, you all know. I was like, no, come on, get me around this corner, this bush, and I'll take them off.
The funniest thing was, you were like 6'9", and the woman that was helping you was like a dwarf. You made her look so small.
She was tiny. Yeah, to be fair, the smallest woman on shift helped me up that path. But yeah, hilarious. And yes, another funny weekend. What have we got to discuss this week? What have you got to tell us? What have you been doing?
Been out a few times for birthday
Still
teas.
celebrating the
Still
birthday.
celebrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a good old celebration.
Why not?
Yeah, I think we finish celebrating on Sunday, really, because we're going to see Fat Boy Slim on Friday. Saturday, Jessie J on
Jessie J!
Sunday. And then that's it. It's the end.
Party's over.
Party's over.
And then we'll probably go out to again next week.
So work, yeah, we've been quite busy. Lots of school kids. Well, they're on holiday, aren't they? Kids off. Horses. What have I been doing with the horses? Oh, I've been to the water treadmill a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've been out hacking. I've been to a
Do you ever get to
show.
ride on that water treadmill, or is it all just off the horse?
Off the horse, yeah.
It'd be fun to have a go on it though, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Is it just a little box? It's not like you're not doing laps around the pool, are they?
No, it's just a
Oh, it'd be boring
Like a
as fuck. Sorry.
treadmill.
It'd be really boring there.
I don't think you'd fit the legs down the side.
No, you could
it's
break your
quite
legs.
tight.
Oh, is
It's only
it?
horse, but you know,
Maybe it's
like.
the robot horse. Yeah.
So I've been doing lots of horsey things really, and not a lot of work. I think we've had a big wasp's nest in my mum's house.
In the house?
In the house, in the loft, massive.
Oh, God.
Probably about this big.
Yeah. So we've had
Really?
we've had to get the waspy.
So for people who aren't visual, that's around about...
Small suitcase. You know,
Oh, my
carry on.
God.
Yeah.
For Ryanair or for anybody else?
No, I'd probably say like anyone else, Ryanair would be too small.
It's small. Wow.
And you could hear it. You could hear the hum in the bedroom. You could hear it. The ceiling were humming in the bedroom, and
Wow.
it were getting that big that it was starting to. The nest sweats, doesn't it, because of the heat off the wasps, and we got sweaty marks on the roof of the bedroom.
In the ceiling.
And they weren't from June.
Not from Jane.
Left
So-
any longer.
But listen, they don't make honey, do they, wasps?
No,
They just cause issues. There's no reason for them, is there?
They eat some insects though, don't they? I think.
Yeah, I think
are
they do
part of-
some
The
sort of.
twats.
Yeah, they do
All
some.
they do is want to sting, and they can keep stinging, keep stinging. B, it'll only sting if it's really scared, and it'll die.
Well, I think these
And it'll
guys.
produce honey.
These guys are angry. There's still some in there, and they've come to do another round of
Puffing.
waspinating, today, puffing on them because
Oh, God.
I think my mum were roughly counting out of that bedroom, dyers, that had made the way into the bedroom.
Yeah.
I think she's swept up about 100 and odd today.
That is my worst nightmare. Worst nightmare, absolutely not.
She's frightened to go up there now.
Yeah, I'd be sleeping on the sofa.
Luckily, she sleeps in the other bedroom.
Ah.
So it's in one of the spare rooms, but yeah,
Ugh, no.
noisy.
Well, that leads me on to use the word honey. I've got my first TikTok affiliate product this week,
Okay.
which means I'd have to do a video in 14 days now when it's come, and then I can earn commission off this product from TikTok.
Wow.
And it is hot honey.
Hot honey.
And do you know what? It goes on anything.
Like a hot honey sauce.
Like a jalapeno infused honey.
Yeah, we had some for our tea last night.
Honey dipping sauce.
Basically, yeah. Oh my God. I put it on a salad for lunch today. Salad, are you proud?
Tom's on a diet.
Salad, pizza, toast, chicken. So good. So I haven't done the video yet, so maybe I'll just use this. It sounds good.
Wow.
So that's exciting for me. Yeah. What else? I feel like there's something else I wanted to mention.
That sounds like what they were doing.
Does it?
That's what the wasps
It's
were
the
doing.
wings. It's the wings that you can hear.
Shut up.
Honestly, it was crawling as the roof.
No, I can't do it. So, what have we got coming up with the shop? The sale's on still. Have we got anything?
Well, actually, I think
I've seen some new coats in them that when I was in today. They look great from Kingsland.
And then we've got, I think, on the way, because I've just had all the invoices, new Lemure.
Winter, eh? We're talking winter here.
All talking winter.
Oh my God, it's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, so new saddle pads, numbness.
What's even more depressing is, for people who don't know, when you've got a shop, what are you buying for at the minute? Like, what are you buying? You're buying like
I'm buying
winter 3 years away.
I've already bought for summer next year.
Yeah.
And then in a couple of weeks we'll be buying for winter next year before winter's really started. Yeah.
Mind blown.
Which is really hard because
you forgot what you bought and it comes and you go, oh, it's like Christmas.
not in my eyes. It's more like, oh my God, I've got to pay for all this.
I've got that invoice.
Yeah, it's more of a sinking feeling about the pounds.
Delivery's delayed, that's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good. So new winter lines come in.
Yeah. So
Obviously won't be on the sale.
So the sale will probably come to an end in the next couple of weeks because we've nearly sold most of it through now.
Good.
We've got winter boots coming soon. I forget because it's so far in advance what we order as to what's coming.
Exactly.
But if I remember, the colours are quite vibrant for winter. Whereas last year
normally they're quite autumnal, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're quite vibrant.
Nice.
They are definitely for next spring.
It might be like, I went to that Dubarry with Jean once to shop the Dubarry range and we bought too much. We got told off. But I bought a coat and said, oh, I'll have that coat. And it felt like 3 years later it turned up. But you think you want to get it now, don't you? But you don't.
Yeah, it's ages away.
Planning. But remember, piss poor planning makes, I don't know what the phrase is.
Plan to prepare to fail, fail to prepare. Is that right?
That's one other one.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And anything with the horses? Is the season's coming to an end?
No.
Are we indoor now? What are we doing?
No, so we've got a couple of finals coming up, one for Psych House. Well, we sponsor the Friday night
Oh, yeah.
as well for Psych House. So that comes to an end in about 2 weeks. So obviously we'll be presenting the championship there.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
So
Insert clip of picture here.
yeah. And then we've got the final of the BS one coming up for me to jump in a couple of weeks. Then we're at the Arena Festival for a whole week jumping. Wow. So I'm looking forward to that. What else have I got planned? I'm going to Southview, I think, to jump, and then I'm off to...
work for this one.
No.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where else am I going? Aintree. And then once that's done, that's me for...
Might have a break.
Yeah. Till January.
Might go to work.
Yeah. We've got holiday.
Then you went to Porto
Holiday booked. I think Joe's just at work now, is that right?
Yeah. Just at work.
You hold that fort, Joe. You held
She
it.
can come and watch a couple of times. Oh, Joe's actually in training for the Great Northern Run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
So that's
Because I'm
2
trying to
weeks.
get fit now,
You're
right?
not going to do it, are you? You're going to run with
The
it.
Great North Run, am I? Chuff. Couldn't do it great. Can you Yarmouth run, am I? So, I've ordered, a couple of things off TikTok Shop because I can't stop doing that. So I've ordered a vest which holds water in it, so I can suck on a straw while I'm running.
Yeah.
Will it ever get used? Who knows? I've got this other thing where, you know, like you get on your knees and you like roll it forward and roll it backwards to work on your core.
Yeah.
Got that.
Oh, I need a
And then,
video
get ready
of
for
that.
this one, a cordless skipping rope.
Cordless skipping rope. Cordless skipping
It's so I can
that's
skip inside and not get roof.
Yeah, what do you do? Do it in your
So it's got two
imagination,
handles
you
with a
can-
ball on each end and a bit of string, and you still skip, but you still like do this. Yeah. And then you put your weight in on it, and it tells you how many calories you burn.
What?
Well, hopefully it'll be here for next one. We'll have to have a
You
go.
just sit down, couldn't you go like this?
Well, my arms will be all right. Right.
I like a bit of skipping.
I do, but you can't skip inside, can you? Low ceilings.
No, not really, I suppose. You can skip outside though. Is there any harm in that? Could you go outside into garden?
I could, yeah, but no one wants to see these mantises flopping.
So the vest, you're going to go running then, are you?
I'm going to try it. So I want you, this is your personal thing.
Yeah.
By the end of this year, I want to have done a 5K. I know it's not a big thing.
Okay.
But for me, that is because I can only run to the fridge and back. So I need you to make me do it because I'm getting lazy. I'm getting old. I think.
First thing we'll do is we'll book.
Right, you look at my belly one more time in this podcast. But it's just crease of the thing. First off, we'll do what?
We'll book in advance
Yes.
the date, the 5K that you want to do.
Are the Yorkshire Wildlife Park doing another one?
Yeah, October.
That's the naked one though, isn't it? Where you do it naked.
You don't do one
Don't
naked.
naked.
What are you
They've
thinking
done a
of?
nudist run there.
They have not.
Polar bears on a fucking fright.
You're making it up.
If I run past at minute naked in that run, they'd all go, look at that little girl running. Oh wait, no, it's a man. Just that just shriveled up and then things are gonna be flabbing about like I don't know what. I'm not joking. I'm body confident. Well, when's October? When?
Third, I think.
Oh, it's too early. I can't aim for that.
Why?
Nah.
Don't be daft.
Last time I went for a run, I slipped out of the shower and I got back after I slipped and broke my toe.
Yeah,
If this happens again, we're delayed.
I went to do it, didn't I? Yeah.
You're fit though. You already do cardio and running and horses and skipping and.
Of course you can do.
Do you still
5K.
do your bits? What did you used to do before? You got treadmill at home, haven't you?
Yeah.
Wobble board.
Wobble board.
Wobble board. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you still do it?
Not as much because
It's
I've got.
boring, isn't it?
Vibration plate.
Yeah.
Just your teeth in, isn't it? Oh.
I've got. What's my thing that I do?
An elliptical trainer.
Yeah.
Oh.
An
Cross
elliptical.
trainer.
Got a proper big cross trainer.
Oh, right. Now,
At
I'll
home.
tell you why I don't like them. Because I feel like I'm too big for them. Because I feel like I'm
You-
doing this.
You won't in this
And I
one.
want to go like that.
Yeah, you would be able to because
Oh, would I?
it's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
I'll tell you another thing as well. Listeners, if anyone there, if anyone wants to sponsor this, I feel like we need to see me back on an horse.
Oh, do you want to try Vamos?
I don't know if I dare.
Why?
Why? Is he scary?
No, he's 22 now. He's not scary.
Yeah, but if I get on him, he might go, oh, there's a bit of weight behind him.
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
He doesn't book or read.
When I say
do
sponsor,
anything.
if anyone wants to get me some new boot, new hat. Any sponsors, we'll put you free advert in for podcast next season. We'll video it all. I think it'd be hilarious. We'll put my mics on, I can put my mic on, we can film it. It'll be so, probably be alright. I'll probably plan it, it's going to be the funniest thing in the world, and actually it'll probably be absolutely fine. Although
There is plodding round.
the aftermath will be
So,
Himalayan salt bath, bubbles. Charlie, get me a drink. So yeah, we'll do it.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get me on that horse. I see some boots in the hat, so I need to sort of. I'll never be that person who gets on a horse and trainers or anything because I can't. At least I've got to have the gear. No idea, but at least have the gear.
I missed a show as well.
You
Oh,
missed the show.
I've missed a show.
What do you mean?
Halloween show. I go to that one too.
What are you dressing up as?
You missed it out.
I've missed it out. I was giving you my list of my shows.
And what are you in as?
I'm going there as well.
As what?
No, I don't need to dress up.
Well, no, but what are you going as? Oh, dear. Well, in this episode, we obviously talked about Horslyx are on, which is a great interview. So good. And also we have Gemma talking about laminitis.
Yep.
The next episode of Gemma the Vet is very good because I'm on it. But, yeah, so Horslyx, we do have a competition, don't we?
We do,
Which we're
yeah.
going to be... So if you're listening, please go on to socials now and you will see what you need to do to win that big balancer, lick it, balancer, Horslyx
Yeah.
balancer.
15 kg.
Ooh,
15 kg,
it's
one
a
of the
big
big
one.
one. It's a big
It's
one.
a big one.
Which I think gives you...
I think it'll be more than
100
that.
Ah,
It's a big one.
she tells you in the podcast. Listen, rewind. Because you might need to know what she said to answer the question. So, yeah, so listen up for that, guys.
These,
And next week, we've got... Oh, you want to talk about
these?
sweets?
yeah, they're like.
So,
tell you
TikTok
what- tell
again,
you what
because
they
TikTok's
are.
got my
Tell you what-
life at the minute.
Tell you what they are. They're smashing pumpkins.
The gummy pumpkins, can you read? What?
And if you go like that, they're smashing pumpkins, aren't they?
Have you not heard of
Basically,
the band?
the 4D,
4D.
which means 4D to me, it's going to start making me wet. In a non-way. But it's just a 3D. It says it's 4D, which is 3D plus delicious.
You could choke.
Bit of
me.
ASMR.
Everybody's switched off now.
Yeah, they're alright. They do some little ones like little oranges, little pineapples, little
Did you buy them?
berries. I couldn't find them anywhere. They buy them? No, I nicked them. What do you think? Of course I bought them. The other pack were like, they've got like a juice in the middle, so they were really nice, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Look, I'm trying to find, if anyone can find them, the peelable sweets. Have you seen them?
I've seen them on TikTok, yeah.
It's like a little mango, a little banana, and you peel it first, and then you eat the... So it's not like... I know that I peeled that out, but like, it's all edible, isn't it?
Weird. From America, aren't
What a
they?
weird world we live in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that leads us on to saying goodbye and see you next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.